everyone, this is Michelle Kane with Michelle Kane Photography in Action. On this video tutorial, I'll be combining an editing blueprint while showing you a nifty Photoshop script that will help speed up your editing when you're using actions. This script is called ActionFire and it's available from Polished Picture. If you're one of those Photoshop users who have a ton of actions to scroll through to find the ones that you're looking for, then this product will shave a lot of time off of your editing process. Now I've set up my F6 key as a hotkey to bring up the ActionFire dialog box. And each time I search for an action, I press the F6 key and start typing in the first couple letters of the action that I'm looking for. So I'm actually going to just hit my F6 key now. And here's the dialog box that pops up, and it's just going to start to list all the actions that I have loaded. So depending on what I'm looking for, based on the fact that I know the name of the action I'm looking for, I'm just going to start to type in the first couple letters of the action, and it's going to populate the appropriate actions, and I can hit OK, and we're going to be able to pull up every single action we need for this edit strictly from the ActionFire dialog box. I'm not even going to open my actions palette for this demonstration. So the first thing on this straight out of camera picture is I want to start the edit with Bland to Brilliant. So I'm going to type in just BLAN, and right there those four letters have brought up Bland to Brilliant, and I'm going to hit OK. Bland to Brilliant is going to give us just a nice little pop to the picture, cut through a little bit of the haze, give us some clarity, that kind of thing. Keeping that at 100% opacity, I'm going to next play Plush Color. So Plush Color is going to give us some richness. I'm going to hit the F6 key again to bring up that dialog box, and I'll start to type in Plush, PL, and right there I've got two that are possible, and if I put the U on there, there's Plush Color. So that's the one I want. I'm going to hit the Enter key, and Plush Color is going to do its thing and leave us with some more richness into the picture. I'm going to amp this up from 70% opacity on Plush Color to 100, which will really darken up those edges and the clothes, but she looks insane. So let's get about a 20 or 30% opacity brush. I'm going to hit 2.5 on my keyboard to give me a 25% opacity brush. There we go. And I'll just begin to remove some of this Plush Color off of the parts that get too intense. So obviously her skin, parts of her hair, parts of her jeans are too dark here. So we're just going to start to build up these brush strokes here to remove this Plush Color where it's just too insane. I'm going to drop my brush down to 20% opacity, hitting the 2 key on the keyboard, and kind of bust through this, getting some of this detail back into her pants and the other places in the picture where I find it's just a little too dark. Alright, got some normalcy back into her skin, but we have some richness and obviously the background, her clothes, you know, it's a big difference from what we had before. So the next action I want to run will be Daffodil. It's a tone that's in the Creative Heart set, and Daffodil brings out some yellows, and it's really good on greens when you want to pump up the green or bring out some more of those tones in the grass. So hitting the F6 key, I'm going to hit DAF, and there we have Daffodil. I'm going to hit Enter, and right there we brought some yellow tones into the picture. Clicking Daffodil on and off, I can see I like quite a few things. I like her shirt, what it's done, I like the pants, and I like the green. I don't so much like it on her hair and her face, so I think I'll just keep Daffodil on there at 60% opacity, and with a 20% opacity brush, black brush for my white layer mask over there, I'm just going to start to remove Daffodil off of her skin where I see it just kind of gives me too much yellow. So once we have that removed, the next one I'm going to run will be Dramatic Details, and this is in the Heart and Soul collection sharpening feature that is going to bring out some detailing and some sharpness in her jeans and her shirt. So pulling up the ActionFire dialog box, again we're going to hit DRAM, and there's our Dramatic Details. Hit Enter. And this is actually much faster, I found. Even just the fact that I just use my actions alone, I'm still always having to scroll through normally to find what I'm looking for. And this ActionFire has just saved me so much time to just quickly type in what I'm looking for. So I started to paint this dramatic details in over her hair, and I'm not liking that, so I'm going to hit Command or Control Delete, and it's going to clear out the painting that I did on this layer mask here, and I'm just going to start to bring it in on her shirt instead. I wasn't really digging it in her hair. I'm not a big fan of, you know, sharp, crunchy hair that's just a little too harsh. But we'll bring out some of those fibers in her jeans and definitely some of the details in her shirt. We're going to go for kind of an edgy look, but, you know, not insane again. So from dramatic details, let's go up and pick out light and shade, and we're going to bring out some of the highlights in the picture. So F6, LIGHT, and that brings up a lot of things. Maybe I want to delete that out if I know that shade is the only word in light and shade. Maybe shade will be the word that I look for. So there's light and shade, hit OK. And I'm going to brush in with a white brush over here, maybe 20% opacity again. And I'm just going to, I'm going to drop that down to 10, hitting the 1 key on my keyboard. I'm going to start to bring out some of the highlights in her jeans, make it look a little bit more surreal. Anywhere else you see that you need highlights in there, maybe we want to go through her hair a little bit, or maybe I want to lighten up this side of her face, or maybe I want to go up underneath of her eyes right in here to get out some of that darkness that she has underneath of her eyes. I'm going to undo that, Control or Command Z, because I feel like I got rid of a little too much, but maybe we'll lighten up some of her chest, some of this arm, and then just anywhere else in the picture that you see you need light. Now, of course, if I need shade, I need some darkness, I could paint in with a black brush, and we're going to have that effect going on. Nextly, let's get rid of some of this pink that's going on in her fingers, her arm, her neck area. So I'm going to run Anti-Lobster Skin. So again, F6 and LOBS, and there's Anti-Lobster Skin. Now I've got CS3 versions and CS2. Quick note, CS3 version, people using CS3 and up, they can use also the CS2. There's a slight difference between the two. CS3 and up version will lighten and remove some pink. CS2 version will just remove the pink from people's skin. So I'm okay with lightening things up and removing pink, so I'm going to go ahead and go with the CS3 version. Say alright. And we're going to use a white brush, maybe 10% opacity, and just start to remove, actually I'm going to go up to 20% opacity on my brush. Start to remove some of this pink. There's some weird pink scratch or something she's got on her arm there, so I'm going to start to take some of that out and treat those fingers that just get a little bit too pink. If I go the wrong way, I'll just hit X on my keyboard to take my brush color to black and put some of that pink back in. So maybe around her eyes, she's got some extra pink there. I'll take some of that out. What's next? Let's do, normally I would say maybe flawless face to smooth out some of the picture. I'm going to skip that one just for time's sake today and just call this good. If this was kind of the look you're going for with sort of a rich, colorful kind of edit, this could be where we end the picture. Here's where we started. Here's the richness that we're able to achieve in just a couple of minutes. But I want to show you two other things. If you want to start with this rich palette here and then tone it, oftentimes I'll do something rich like this and then just put something a little airier over the top, and it completely transforms the look of the picture. So hitting F6 again, I'm going to hit Kiwi, K-I-W, and there's Kiwi, hit OK. Kiwi is a tone in the Creative Heart set. I'm going to drop this opacity down on Kiwi to about 15-16%, somewhere in there. Let's click it on and off. It kind of just takes the edge off and puts a nice little subtle haze on the picture. Now, in addition to Kiwi, or in substitute of Kiwi, we could do something like Honeysuckle. So again, F6, H-O-N, there's Honeysuckle, say OK, and this is going to give us our nice little yellowy haze. I'm going to drop this clear down to about 9% and go back to Kiwi, maybe drop that down a little bit more to 9%. And now with both of those, there's our really rich look. Here's Kiwi, here's Honeysuckle. So we have a rich base, but now these tones come in to help temper that a little bit and not make it too overly rich if you're not an overly rich kind of person. You want that richness? Just skip the toning. Or maybe do the toning and just paint it on her face if she needs to just be creamed out just a little bit. Again, I would normally run Flawless Face somewhere in here just to barely smooth her skin, but cream out the background, and we'd be done. Nice, rich, pretty edit in just a matter of minutes. ActionFire definitely helped me from not having to scroll through my action palette and waste a bunch of time looking through action after action. If you just know the names of your actions, type in the first couple letters and you're good to go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you'll check out ActionFire by Polished Picture. Stay tuned for more video tutorials on how to edit with the Michelle Kane HeARTy Photoshop actions. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day, guys.